What up, y'all? Baetasticx here. Thank you guys for tuning. I love how I definitely call myself Baetasticx when it's now Leka MX. I'm a mess. Okay, so today I'm coming to you guys with a new little background. This is actually the background for my birthday, and we got so jacked up that like we did not even get to like use it. Oh my god, this eyelash is bothering me, y'all. Or just don't pay no mind to it. Or just comment down below and be like, girl, your eyelashes look crazy. Or your eyes look like they really low because these eyelashes are not working for me today. But like I was saying, okay, so today's video is going to be about, like I get a lot of questions about the same thing usually. It's going to be about dealing with a toxic co-parent. Just because right now I'm in a better co-parenting situation with my baby fathers. You guys know I have a son, he's 2. We're not perfect. Let's disclaimer here. We are not perfect. But we are reaching a point where both parties are entering a transitioning period where it's like, okay, we can be cool. Oh my gosh, I'm about to take these eyelashes off, y'all. Take them off. So I'm gonna do 5 points. I'm low-key capping, y'all. It was about 4 tips, maybe even 3. I'm pushing it. How to do with like a toxic parent. So the first tip is when you have a parent that wants to just be very combative through text message. I feel like when things get to the point where you guys cannot get any words out, or you just speaking from a mother's point of view, because usually the child is usually with the mom. I feel like once you get to a point where it is unhealthy, or even in some cases unsafe, because I know every woman deals with different things. I feel like you should have the contact be through the mother or the grandmother on their side. And I'm saying this because every situation is different. I'm just speaking off of my situation. It's easier because I'm not about to keep going back and forth over the same thing when it comes to a child that we have to share in a sense. So it's like once you guys are not able to communicate anymore, I feel like you need to communicate to someone else, or communicate through that median person, because they're able to convey what the person may be trying to say without the anger behind it. It could be a sister, it could be a brother, someone that like you had have a good relationship, that is close to them, that can talk to them and kind of convey what you need to say, and then maybe they will be a little bit more open to talk to them about why they're angry and why they don't want to communicate with you as well. And then that could kind of mend, let certain things stress you out, because some people can feed off that. They could know like, okay, avoid texting them about them getting the child. Then it turns into, oh, you're keeping my kid away from me, or like something like that. And we're not trying to get to that. We're just trying to get to a point where we're able to communicate because the child ain't going nowhere, stuff like that. Number two is when you have a parent that like wants to still voice their opinions about being in a relationship, but you're off of that and you're more so trying to focus on the child. What I say to do about that would be more so just like keep communicating, because most times it doesn't even matter which either counterpart, somebody always is a little bit more adamant about the breakup, or how you guys want to do things, or how they feel about the situation. So I feel like with that, it's just easier to just keep communicating and say, hey, this is not something I want to do this. And if they aren't able to communicate, keep your distance. And like I said, that number 2 rolls into number 1, communicate through the close relative. Posting. I feel like personally, when you're dealing with a toxic parent, a lot of times mothers or even fathers, they want to just boast and put the information out on social media. Not only does that reflect you or reflects the person, not only does it reflect that person, it reflects you, because at the end of the day, you have a kid with that person. They're not going anywhere unless they go to jail, or unfortunately they are deceased. So not only is it like you're playing them, you're playing yourself, because at the end of the day, now people are in your business. They're knowing what's going on between the situation. I feel like another time, when it comes to y'all not getting along, no one should know. Like, we have a lot of celebrities that are very well, like we think they've been happy this whole time, no matter if they broke up, whatever the case would be, but it has been friction, but they never let the inside world come in, and that helps tremendously when it comes to like you guys mending whatever y'all was going through at that moment, and being able to kind of, okay, the focus is back on this. We're not trying to be dipped into the drama, we're just trying to focus on the child. I feel like number 4 would be just keeping it about the child. A lot of times things get blurred, and we're young, I'm young, I'm 24. So it's like me previously, from Zayden being a newborn to him being 2, my mindset is just completely different. Like, I'm not trying to do the back and forth because it didn't work. So it's like, we gotta, like, at the end of the day, y'all gotta make something work, and it is doable. A lot of times people be like, no, I hate them, it's a lot of hurt and all that, but it's like, when a child is involved, you kind of gotta put that stuff to the side, because at the end of the day, y'all gotta deal with each other, like I said, unless they're in jail or they are deceased. And this does not speak for the fathers or mothers that are absent just completely, and like they know they have a child sitting in this world. That would be like a completely different video. Like I said, I don't really have much to really speak on that, because that wasn't my situation. Now, I have been toxic in situations, not just on the other parent. You know, you try to be petty, it kind of be like jab for jab, like, you got me, I'm gonna get you, hit you with hurt. But like, honestly, as I get older, that stuff is played out. Like, at the end of the day, your children should see that you guys can get along and be able to see that, like, because my son, whatever sport, instrument, whatever he wants to do, I want him to see that both of his parents are going to be there to support him. And that was what's really important to me. And I feel like once parents think of that and really put that in like the big retrospect of like, your child's gonna want to see both of you there. There's no getting, it doesn't matter if someone else has a significant other or the case may be, you guys are their parents. So it's like, just tough it up, you know, you gotta chalk it up to the game. Like, y'all don't have to be buddies, I'm not saying, because, you know, sometimes, but keep it mature and professional. Sounds kind of like, I don't like that word, but keep it like mature and just keep it straight to the point. Like, at the end of the day, y'all have a mutual love, and that's for that child. Doesn't matter if y'all don't love each other anymore. Like, y'all love is for the kids, so just do it for your kids. Like, send this video, you feel like someone like needs to hear this video, because this is like a real talk. Leave comments down below, because I want to have like these discussions with women, and even the dads that are holding it down for the mothers that aren't ready to be mothers right now. Everyone has a different story. It's not an excuse, but everyone has a different story. And keep y'all heads up for the people that are dealing with hard situations with multiple children and multiple fathers or mothers, because it definitely is like a lot when it comes to a child and mending those relationships and hopefully having everything be good. But leave comments down below, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get around to changing everything to Lika MX, because I was feeling like Baetasticx was like juvenile a little bit. I don't know. I was having like a little midlife. Actually, I lied. I can't have a midlife crisis. Midlife crisis is what age? I guess I was having like a little, I don't know what to call it, early life crisis. And I will give you guys an update on the tatas. That'll be coming up very soon, because I think I'm officially a year and change. And surprisingly, guys, I'm not even fully healed all the way too. So, whew, that's a whole nother video and a whole nother segment. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Lika MX.